Oh, yes, righteousness. Blessed love to each and everyone. Give thanks for your presence once again. We glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. You have stepped into the tiger's nest once again, Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. And of course, it's a joy as always that you could come and sup with us. Definitely, we have an interesting subject I want to touch upon as we speak about supping. Has to do with the animals, if they were really created to be vegans and vegetarians. And I know many people are saying, what? How can an animal, which animal? You mean the tiger, you mean the lion? But anyway, we'll get into that. Now, let me just highlight, of course, the shock of the hour. Yes, this moment, the Tiger's Nest moment, is definitely brought to you by the Shock of the Hour International radio program. Become a subscriber today. Join the subscription team and you will receive our nightly radio broadcast. That's via your email, and of course it will appear in your inbox. All you have to do is email us, priestisaac27 at gmail.com, and definitely you can get a free 1 week trial, not a free 1 week extra week when you subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. You want a 1 week trial, we definitely give you a whole strong of the shock of the hour, the upper levels. Okay, now the reason why I wanted to touch upon this, and it is somewhat provocative, really, and of course we're not forcing nothing down anyone's throat. We just like to bring things on, put things on the table. We like to bring the questions up that many people don't ask. People are looking for answers to questions, but some people are not even aware of certain questions. So why would I make a statement like that? Now, Genesis 1:29, this is a chapter and verse that we have been using for years. Even I myself have utilized this as it relates to the whole aspect of man, being created, man and woman, of course, human beings being created to be herbivores, really. Not even omnivores, but herbivores. And I still have obviously still stand on that concept there, that we're not animal eaters. Even when, and the argument can be biological. We can go into that, of course, subjects we've covered for a while now. And of course, many ones now deal with the whole aspect of the biological aspect. So yeah, everyone in their different lanes. So for sure, we know that the whole anatomy of the human being, the makeup of the human being, the digestive system, pardon me, of the human being, all of this, even the way that the structure is made up from the thigh and the legs and the muscle and everything, it is that of a herbivore. We can go into the teeth structure. Ones may argue that we have canine teeth, but there's certain animals, the horse has canine teeth. You understand? And we know the horse eats grass. So the point that I'm making is that, animals that eat meat, they definitely have a totally different structure of the teeth. The fangs, they have fangs. The so-called canine teeth that you have, if you were to take your finger and rub it against your canine teeth, it will never bleed. But the little pussy cat you have in the house, if you were to take your finger and run it against any one of its teeth or tooth, it will begin to bleed. You will scratch it because that animal was made to eat flesh, to eat animals, to run and catch them and climb up the tree and all of these different things. Yes, that's important too. The animals that eat meat, they actually, their leg structure, they have claws. They have claws, literal claws, to grab the animal and bring it down. They have the instincts to grab it in its jugular vein. We're not born with all of that. We have to get pots and pans and seasonings and buy a next bottle of gas to make sure the stove is working. That's how we prepare animals. We're the only animals that prepare animals like that. The other animals that eat animals just go for the animal and hunt it, and they actually go for the worst animals. Human beings are designed to pick the best. Animals that eat animals look for the worst. Huh? Yeah, man. You think the lions, not because you see several lions bringing down a big buffalo. When the lionesses go to hunt, they're looking for the weak and the old and the straggler, the sick. Because whether the animal is sick or healthy, it doesn't bother the carnivore when it goes to eat the animal. The system is made up for that. So, I mean, we can go into many different aspects of this. even the health aspect, and we can go on and on forever and ever. But as I said, we're not here trying to convince you or convince anyone. We're not conning Vince, not conning Billy. No, we're just putting this on the table, for your own meditation. Now, as I was saying, many ones would have, gone to the chapter and verse, Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree, yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. And yes, we know meat doesn't necessarily mean flesh. It's really like an old English word for food, bread. Good. Even bread means food. So the point is that this now is showing you that God created man again to eat the herbs from the trees, and not just the herbs and the fruits from the trees and fruit with seeds too. That's very important. Yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. All right. But now let us continue to read on. It says, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl, every of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth. We gone down to ants, earthworm, cockroach, lizard, crab, lobster, shrimp, every fowl in the air, vulture, eagles, all of these things. It says here, wherein there is life, I have given every herb for meat, and it was so. Now, so it's just a question, we're asking here, because as I said, one would use the scripture before that, or the verse, meaning the 29th verse. Ones would use that to prove that, hey, God, according to the Bible, this is Genesis chapter 1 now, verse 1, or chapter 1, the first book, or first chapter in the book. This is where it all begins. God talking to the people he just created. And what is he telling them? You're supposed to eat fruits and vegetables and herbs and these different things. All right. And he talked to the animals, the fowls of the air, the fish of the sea, and every creeping living thing, everything. He telling them the same thing, that you are supposed to eat every green herb. That is supposed to be for your meat. So are you telling me that originally the lion didn't eat any kind of meat? Are you telling me the leopard didn't eat no animals? The leopard didn't stalk? This nature that the leopard has to come and hunt at night, this vision, this extra night vision, nocturnal vision that these big cats have, the claws and the paws and the canine teeth, everything I just explained a moment ago, that obviously would assist them in the nature that they have. I mean, were they created with these things? And if so, what was the purpose if they were vegetarian, if they were vegan, if they were ital, if they only ate the herbs according to what we may be seeing here, if that interpretation is right? You understand? Now, to be honest, a lot of ones overlook verse 30. That's the point. Many ones never sat down on that part of it. Many ones saw that he gave man, yeah, herbs and the fruits, but many ones never said, but the animals now. Remember, this is a different domain you gone into. You have all kind of fish. You have all kind of bear and big cats and polar bear and even the birds and the fowls, buzzards and condors and eagles and hawks and raptors and vultures. Them is animals that prey on the dead. Some of them are scavengers, hyenas. What were these animals like at the beginning? Were they eating papaya? Were they eating bananas? Was the favorite dish of the tiger the pineapple? I'm just asking. These are questions. If the scripture is correct here, and have they transformed? Is it after the sin of man that they transformed into these carnivores, and did they have regular teeth? Because I mean, a herbivore has a specific type of teeth to eat the herbs. This is what I'm saying, and a specific type of structure. These animals have the structure for the life they live, and the beginning of this and the story here It doesn't take us back to more than what, 6,000, 7,000 years ago. And I don't think the animals would have evolved. Looking at this on a very scientific level, the evolution, this great evolution, because this is a massive evolution for every single animal. Every single animal, every creeping thing, every all the fly that does be flying in your house. And so if it land on your food and they say, this tastes like you put milk in this, I don't want none, and fly away. This is the point that I'm making, that every animal, every insect, every cat, every carnivore that we know today, all of them, dogs, wolves, all of them were vegan, vegetarian, according to what we're seeing here in verse 30. Every creeping thing, every beast. So how did the evolution come? Or is this barely symbolic or something? And if so, how does that act now with verse 29 as it relates to man being, supposed to eat in the herbs of every tree and all which is upon the face of the earth, the herb bearing seed thereof. So it is something very interesting, something to look at. As I said, sometimes you bring the questions, people are looking for answers, but sometimes they're questions that people are not even aware of. And this is a question that I thought I would have brought to the forefront. Were the animals originally created to be vegetarians? Or you can say vegan if you prefer. But anyway, give thanks once again for the life giver and the keeper of life. Remember, you could definitely check us on Amazon as well. All of our materials, all of our ebooks are definitely there on the Amazon network. You can get the Anu Ancient and Modern. Of course, you can get the biblical land of Israel, the true biblical land of Israel. And of course, the heavens declare the glory. Definitely 3 books that should be a part of your library. I know some people like to say truth, bury. Well, we ain't burying the truth neither. I mean, we have to be careful when we flip these words. So just check it on Amazon, or you can just contact myself, and definitely you can get the books straight from us. Email precise27@gmail.com. And of course, the Cash App information is always in the link in the description below. And remember, the Shock of the Hour International Radio Program. Make sure you subscribe today. When you contact us, you can also ask for a free trial for the whole strong and see definitely if you want to continue to sail with us. Give thanks. It was a joy. Holy Manuel I Selassie, Jah Rastafari, the lion and the lamb shall lie down together. Yeah, man. Give thanks.